What's up, everybody? It's Artie here with Bomber Breaks. I've got for you right now 2025 Leaf, a Bronx Legacy Baseball. This is a random checklist number 1, 2 hobby box break from bomberbreaks.com. Thank you so much for jumping in. I'm excited to see what this looks like, as it was just added to the site not too long ago. You guys stepped up and sold out one or two real quick. We've got a few more on the site, numbers 3 and 4. If you want to take a shot, $39.99 gets you 8 names off the checklist. Let's go ahead and start with said checklist here. Again, New York themed checklist, but do have some other names on there. But certainly some exciting ones like Aaron Judge and Babe Ruth right off the bat. But you see Yaz and a nice little mix all the way down to Yogi Berra. So, very good. 3 is the base number, and 3 is my die flip. We're going 6 clicks to mix up the 120 name checklist. Six clicks is what we need, and 6 clicks is what we've got. After 6 at the bottom, it is Casey Stengel up to Ichiro. Very cool. This guy seems kind of loaded. I don't know what you guys think. We'll see what the cards look like. But, man, the checklist is... I guess I understand why it sold so quickly. Cool. All right, so there's the start of the checklist. And, again, I do have a blog post ready, so I'll make it easy for you guys once we do this to have a link to click on so you can just go there. But, again, my participants in this one, I got Brent and Nathan, Eric with several, and Randall, Matthew and Brian, Speedo got in, that a kid. And then that's at the start of the list again, I think, right there again with Brent. Yep. And then that list is repeated 8 times, right? You got 8 names per spot in the checklist. 3 plus a 2. We're going 5 clicks. And click number 5. That is 5 times. Randall's at the... Let's be at the top here. Speedo at the top, down to Randall at the bottom. We copy and paste like so. It's not going to fit on the page anyway, so we can go ahead and enlarge it a little bit to make the scroll easier. But like I said, guys, I'll provide a blog post for you momentarily to make life real easy. But let's do a couple things. Bold it. Sort it by participant. We will... So we'll kind of scroll up one time just for transparency. And so you know the list that I'm pasting into the blog post is the same list that we randomized here. And again, though, you'll have an opportunity to look at this in closer detail as I get the boxes out. But we're going to paste this whole list into my blog post. We're going to make it visible and save. And if you want to find these lists independently of the link I'm going to provide to you, you click on bomberbreaks.com and go to the news section. And there are the draws, right? Very good. Copy and paste there. You click that link I just provided in the chat. That will take you to the list here. We'll just use this since if we do a few of these, I don't, you don't want to be searching for different the wrong list, so to speak. So there we go. All right, so you guys can review the list. We'll minimize that for just a moment, and we'll look up the cards as we get them. But let's get the case open, then we'll pick some boxes. It's a relatively heavy case for the size, I would say. All right, pretty cool. This is a 2-box break. From that in my brain. Yep, 2 boxes, 2, 4, 5, 10-box case. Let's utilize the die that has the 0 on it, right? 10-sided die. The 0 is the 10. You guys know my numbering by now: 1 through 5, 6 through 10 for box number 1. It is the 8. The 8 through 5, 6, 7, and 8. It's gonna be this guy here, and anything but the 0 for our second box. Wow, it stuck on the table and was the other 8. 5, 6, 7, 8. Going to be those two sequentially at the bottom, but I'm just going to move these. Well, actually, I'll put them behind me because we're going to do Tots basketball next. But we'll just keep them like that. And we'll pick from those for the remaining draws. All right, don't need the dies anymore. 4 premium hits per box. Okay. Very cool. Oh, I see. Okay. So we have a slider box and then an encased card. Looks like there. Okay, so we'll put the encased card like so, right? It's an empty box. Of course, any multi-cards, you got to own over 50%, or we'll go to the randomizer. All right, very good. I guess all we got to do now is see what we got in these slider boxes. Good luck, everybody. All right, very good. Again, you should have an opportunity to check your checklist. Again, we'll look up each card as we get it. Let's see what we can do. First one out, subset is Gotham Greats. It's Mariano Rivera. Triple memorabilia. 22 out of 25. That's pretty cool. Little Batman-themed Mo Rivera. These guys are pretty fat guys, too. I think we're going 168s. We are. This one is 22 out of 25 on the Rivera. That perfect. All right, so then we're going to do this. We're going to bring up the list. We're going to utilize the search function. We're going to type in Rivera, and it's going to tell me that Brent has the first one of the break. Congrats. Brent, Mariano Rivera, Gotham Greats to 25 is yours to start. Up next, we've got the Empire, Bobby Mercer. This is 1 out of 6 on the Bobby Mercer dual mems. Let me get that camera down just a touch for you guys. Okay. Bobby Mercer, 1 of 6. Eric, that is yours. Congrats. The Empire mems of Bobby Mercer. And rounding out our first slider box, it's going to be Bronx Marks dual auto to 2 boom of Mickey Rivers and Roy White. Bronx Marks 1 out of 2 dual auto. Wow, that looks real nice. Rivers and White 1 out of 2. All right, so again, you'd have to own both names. Otherwise, we're going to do a little die roll random here. Rivers is Speedo. white is Speedo. So no randomizer needed as John owns both the names on the list. And he is getting the dual autograph, 1 out of 2. Can't wait to tell your Red Sox friends all these cool Yankees hits you got, huh? Just kidding. Thanks for getting in, John. All right, that was our first slider box. Let's see what we've got in the second one. All right. All right, starting with the next slider box, it is season leaders 3 out of 6. Don Mattingly was the 1984 batting champion with a .343 batting average. Phil Niekro was the 1984 wins leader with 16 dubs. Omar Moreno was the 1984 stolen base leader with 20 steals. Slow runners back in the 80s. And Don Baylor was the 1984 home run leader. Maybe this is season leaders for just the Yankees is what I'm suspecting. Let me revert that back. Probably Yankees. Game used memorabilia, Mattingly, Niekro, Moreno, and Baylor. 3 out of 6. So probably Yankees season leaders in those categories. Pardon. All right, so same thing applies here. You'd have to own 3 of the 4 names to get it out, right? And it is Mattingly for John. Phil Niekro for Matthew. Omar Moreno for Nathan. And we're going to have to randomize anyways, but just to see, Eric. So 4 unique names. I'm going to put this right here, guys. I'll do the die roll in a second. I just want to die roll into these active cards here. So let's see what else we got. I'm going to have a few more randoms, I think, in this product across the board. So get used to it. Here it is a quad mem of New York Yankees, Roger Clemens, Ron Guidry, Andy Pettitte, and David Wells. Pride of the Pinstripes, 12 out of 15. I'm gonna do my best to stay as professional as possible. I had to admit, doing nothing but Yankees cards is a little bit hard for me, but we'll be all right. These are some legends in there too. 12 out of 15. Pride of the Pinstripes quad mems. So again, 3 to 4 is the winner without a random here. Roger Clemens is Brian. Ron Guidry is Matthew. Andy Pettitte is Brent. And gonna have a randomizer, but David Wells is Eric. All right, very good. And to round out the slider boxes, we've got an autograph all by his lonesome. It's Don Mattingly. Boom. 1 out of 6 on the Mattingly Mem Auto. 1 out of 6 Don Mattingly. And I think that was John, but let me confirm. Yep, Speedo, another hit for you. Just doing what I always do, right? See what happens when you buy Yankees? Booms everywhere. Must be the Red Sox fault. Don Mattingly for John there. 1 out of 6. Second card of the break for you. All right, real quick before we get into the encased cards, let's go ahead and take care of these guys. We'll use an 8-sided die for this one. Right, we just went through the who had who. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8 is my standard numbering process. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the 8-sided die roll. Good luck to you 4. Wow, I apologize. Let's try to lock it up here. Just wanted to make sure it's a good die roll. Oh my god. All right, well, it definitely got rolled many times. And it is the 3. The 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, Ron Guidry. Ron Guidry is my winner here. Matthew, you're getting the quad mem. Congrats. That is 12 out of 15 on the quad mem. Ron Guidry via the number 3 gets the win. And we're going to repeat that process here for this quad. Right? 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Left to right. Easy enough. Right? Good luck again to you folks on the die roll. And it's the 4. So 3, 4 spot hot. 1 and 2, 3 and 4. That's going to be Phil Necro. Phil Necro here going to get it for Matthew. Randomizer / RD randomizer die rolls. Where it was kind to you. Getting a pair of quad mems for your efforts. Congrats, Matthew. That is yours. All right, very good. Now let's get into some encased goodies. Good luck, everybody. 1 per box on these. The first one out is going to be Yankee Blue Bronx Legacy. It is Nick Swisher. Yankee Doodles Nick Swisher. The 09 World Series champ inscription. He did rob us here in Cleveland of many millions of dollars after the fact, but that's okay. 1 out of 3 on the Swisher Yankee. Oh, I got it. Yankee Doodle. Dandy Yankee Doodles. Man, they are clever beyond belief. Nick Swisher. That's a nice looking card, though. Very cool. Yankee Doodles. Nathan, the Swisher is yours. He is OHIO. Congrats, Nathan. 1 out of 3 again on the Swisher auto. And behind the last card of the break, it is Chris Chambliss. Chris Chambliss autograph. 13 out of 65 on the Chambliss. I don't know how you get C's out of those J-looking things, but we'll go with it. What? Chris Chambliss. Nathan, 2 for 2 on the in-case autographs. Congrats. Nathan's a baseball guy. He probably knows more about Chris than I do. 13 out of 65 for you. Wow. And I wrote Nick Swisher on the Swisher. Good stuff. All right, a lot of big booms surviving in that case, I suspect, without having any real clue, but we saw the checklist. Very good. Thank you guys for filling that first one up so quick, and I think we're going to have several more to do. My guess is we will rip this whole case tonight, just given the Yankees' prowess, Boomy's possibilities. All right, to recap, for Eric, we have the Bobby Mercer to 6 on the mem. For Brent, it is the Mo Rivera Gotham Greats triple mem. This is Matthew Rabone. You had the 2 randomizer quad mems, right? This one of Mattingly, Necro, Moreno, and Baylor. This one of Clemens, Guidry, Pettit, and Wells. Very cool. Again for Matthew R. Speedo, I got you a Don Mattingly mem auto and the dual autograph of Mickey Rivers and Roy White. And Nathan hit both the in-case cards. It's Chris Chambliss to 65 and Nick Swisher, World Series champ inscriptions to 3. All right, very good. Topps Hoops coming up now.